that, my friend, is a magical combination of corn flour, dehydrated cheese solids, BHA, BHT, and good old MSG, a.k.a. the chips. Nacho cheese flavor.
Adorable celebrity-voiced animals venture into the scary outside world and over the hedge. Now, that might sound similar to the setups for Madagascar in the wild, but there are two big differences here. First, the animals are leaving nature behind this time, and they're exploring so-called civilization. Second, and more important, Over the Hedge is much more endearing and much funnier than those movies, based on a popular comic strip filled with memorable characters and peppered with jokes that will keep parents chuckling as well as the kids. This is a terrific piece of entertainment.
You think they have enough? Well, they don't. For humans, enough is never enough. And what do they do with the stuff they don't eat? They put it in gleaming silver cans just for us.
That's Bruce Willis in a nifty turn as the duplicitous RJ. Steve Carell voices the super hyper hammy who targets a couple of Girl Scouts.
I found! Very scary rabbit squirrel.
Hey, it's working!
Behind you!
I know, you're right behind me!
Horrified by the creatures that have infiltrated her yard, a Type A human hires an exterminator. Thomas Hayden Church is hilarious as the voice of Dwayne.
What do we have here? Didelphis marsupialis virginianus. Approximately 10 pounds. Male.
The voice casting in this movie is perfect, with Nick Nolte as a ferocious bear.
Time's up, RJ.
Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara as possums that sound like they're starring in Fargo.
Why don't you be that snazzy-looking iron there?
And Wanda Sykes as a sass-talking but kind of insecure skunk.
Mind if I have a look?
Over the Hedge is from the DreamWorks animation team. They're not quite in Pixar's league when it comes to vibrant visuals and timeless storytelling, but like the Shrek films, this movie has its own style and a sense of humor that's a little more biting. We get some insightful takes on the human obsession with food and on life in suburbia. Over the Hedge is cute without being cutesy, satirical without being too cynical, and just a whole lot of fun.
I'm in agreement with you completely on
Good,
this.
glad to hear
Including kind of the buried message that even animals who live in the wild and eat leaves, that once they get hooked on nacho chips, they just can't get off of them again. This is a good-looking movie. I think it may be a little better looking than you say it is. I think it is funny. I love the voice talents. I like the colors. I like the whole palette. I like the whole look of the movie. The one thing I can understand is why you like this and didn't like Wallace and Gromit and the Were-Rabbit, which is a kind of a similar thing with an exterminator. In this case, he's known as the Verminator, which I thought was a good touch.
Yeah, I guess, you know, with Wallace and Gromit, I smiled here and there and really just wasn't taken by the characters. And here, there were some laugh-out-loud moments, and I related to a little bit more. Maybe it's more of an American story, but I thought it was really funny in its observations about suburban life without being too easy and too cheap with the jokes.
Well, I liked it, too. Okay,
Nice
coming
look
up next, X-Men, The Last Stand.